Never my intention. Comment.
Welcome to the Senior Basketball Analyst. This is it's one of those shows that I don't really enjoy doing, but it's an important case and it's a local case for me in terms of the Chicago Blackhawks are concerned. So I'm going to address it, but I really hate doing these because you want to talk about sports and you want it to be a diversion and a form of entertainment, but sometimes it leaks into uh, being something much bigger than that. It's something that actually is important. And this is important. All right. So let's be clear, hitting jump shots or scoring touchdowns and scoring goals is not important. But it is important when women are attacked, and when women make accusations. It's very important. And it's important to get to the bottom of it and get to the truth. And at this point, it's fair to say that law enforcement is just out and out not concerned with getting at the truth. They've done a lot of maligning and smearing the victim, trying to pollute the jury pool. They've done plenty of that. But in terms of actually seeking justice, they haven't done anything that leads me to believe that they're trying to do that at all. They originally, I think they never even planned to impanel that grand jury. I think the only reason that they even said they were going to do that was so then they could say they were postponing it because the victim was seeking a settlement, which, by the way, on its face is ridiculous. And I'm going to explain these things step by step, why I'm being so harsh against Erie County and Hamburg. The reason I'm being so harsh is because they've done multiple, like step by step, they've done multiple things that are not what people that are seeking justice do. I'll give you, several examples. One, you don't leak. You don't leak to the press. The last thing you want when you're about to go to trial is for the public to have bits and pieces of information that is getting completely out of context. So, for example, the last thing that happened and the last leak that occurred from law enforcement was that there was no DNA from Patrick Kane in the rape kit. Then right after that, we get the victim's lawyer. His name is very difficult for me to pronounce. It's Thomas Eanou. It looks like it's Eoannou. I'm just going to call him from now on the victim's attorney because I don't know how to pronounce his name. But we have him giving a press conference and coming out and saying, look, I didn't want to try this in the press, but my client has been repeatedly maligned. And now the rape kit evidence bag has shown up on her mother's doorstep. It was lodged in between the door and the screen door. As he said, he's been trying cases both as a prosecutor and a defense attorney for 27 years. He said, I've never seen I've never seen an evidence bag outside of a courtroom, police department. I've never seen it just out anywhere. And look, listen to the police department. Listen to this ridiculous statement about this. The Hamburg, it says, in regard to the information conveyed to us today by Mr. Thomas, I'm not going to try to pronounce it again, the victim's attorney, the Hamburg Police Department will cooperate with any authorized, my emphasis, investigation regarding the handling of the evidence and the procedure of such. The victim's attorney is demanding in the press that there be an independent investigation into how this happened and why the chain of evidence is being compromised, which is absolutely reasonable because, if you don't even care about whether or not Patrick Kane is guilty or not, or whether or not this victim gets justice, if you're at all curious about such things, about these press cases, if you're at all curious, you're going to wonder, okay, how did that happen? Because if you read about this stuff, that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen. They don't just take the evidence bag and just throw that evidence is part. The evidence bag is part of the evidence because it assures you that the chain of custody has not been broken. That's part of the evidence. They use these types of bags in both criminal cases as well as things like banking. Banking documentation gets put into these special bags that once they're sealed, it is very difficult to break the bag open without there being obvious tampering. That's the whole point. So the bag shouldn't just show up somewhere. There hasn't even been a trial yet. Why is the evidence bag not at the police department in the evidence lockup? That is so strange. That's really, really weird. To continue the statement from the Hamburg Police Department. That said, the Hamburg Police Department has documentation that unequivocally demonstrates that its handling of the evidence and integrity of its chain of custody of evidence in this case is unassailable. As is policy, this is very poorly written, by the way. As is policy with active investigations, there will be no further comment regarding this situation. Okay, I got news for you, dummy that wrote this and dummies in the Hamburg Police Department. You know what? You know what makes this? What makes this evidence and integrity of the chain of custody assailable? The fact that the victim's attorney is holding the bag at a press conference. He's holding the bag. Go and you can go and watch this video online. He holds it up. He has it. Look, these police departments, I don't understand why anybody supports paying for this stuff anymore. I don't understand it. What good are these people if they can't even hold on to the evidence, right? They don't even, you know what? For all we know, they don't even have the rape kit anymore. They don't have the evidence bag it was in. Where is it? Where is the rape kit itself? They don't have the evidence bag. The victim's attorney has that. And we don't know. And the thing is, because they don't know what happened, or they're saying they don't know, we don't know if it was placed there as a form of intimidation. We don't know if it was placed there by the victim, by somebody within the Hamburg Police Department or within the Erie County District Attorney's Office that is trying to give a clue that, hey, that rape kit was tampered with. Here's the proof. I have the bag. So we don't know. We don't even know what message the person that did that and left it there was trying to send. We don't know. But I'll tell you this much. Your statement makes no sense. I can tell you that there's no way that the chain of custody was broken. We're talking about this because I'm holding the bag. You idiot. This really, really, I'm trying to contain myself and stay calm. This really makes me angry. The police can't wait to do stuff like this. They can't wait to dump a clip in somebody's back over a traffic stop and then say, nah, the cop feared for his life. They can't wait to completely botch a case and then say, no, our chain of custody was unassailable. You don't even have the evidence. You don't even have the evidence anymore. Because again, keep in mind, as the victim's attorney explained very clearly, the evidence bag is part of the evidence. And he's holding it. There hasn't even been a grand jury impaneled yet. This is ridiculous. They have completely botched this case. This case is over. This case is over if it, look, and this is why, again, it should make you angry. Even if you are a Patrick Kane homer or you hate women or whatever, and you think he's totally innocent for whatever reason. Hey, let's say you were there and you know he's innocent. You should be angry about this too, because it makes it impossible for there to actually clear Patrick Kane and it be believable. You can't even clear him now because they have totally contaminated. This is exactly like the most famous sports violence case that I can think of, the O.J. Simpson case. Once that racist idiot, Mark Furman, planted evidence, it made it impossible for the jury to come up with any other conclusion but not guilty. Legally, they were obligated to find OJ not guilty, because once the defense proves that the prosecution planted evidence, all of their evidence is now in question. Because you can make up any evidence, you can manufacture any evidence. So once you prove that they manufactured this evidence, then all the rest of the evidence is in question. And that is the definition of reasonable doubt. You can't find him guilty now. And that's why OJ walked, at least on the murder of Nicole Brown Simpson. Same thing here. The evidence is ruined. The case is ruined. Now nothing will be proven. Now, if your goal was to just throw as much dirt into the case to make it such that it became impossible to even attempt to prosecute him, mission accomplished. You can hang the banner like Bush and all of that. The mission is over. Mission's accomplished. But what I would ask people is this. And look, and you know what? I haven't even gotten to this disgusting logo that Patrick Kane wears on his chest when he's playing hockey. I haven't even gotten to that ridiculousness anyway. Is that, look, I know to a lot of you who your ancestors committed the genocide against the Native Americans, you think it's all funny and fun and games and you don't care. But to the rest of us, to the rest of the world's population, you look like maniacs supporting these ridiculous racist symbols of people that you exterminated. It like, you know, it's like every time I look at a $20 bill, I'm like, man, Andrew Jackson was one of the most heinous individuals history has ever known, and he's on the money. It's disgraceful. It's disgraceful. He's a genocidal maniac, and there he is. These people, I don't understand people that support this kind of stuff. I don't get it. But mainly, we don't need a police department to do this. We don't need an Erie County Special Victims Unit. Roseanne Johnson, who's heading up the case as part of that, she's, you know, the Alexandra Cabot of Erie County, and she's going to run in there and prosecute the case. We don't need her. Why are we paying this woman 6 figures to blow cases like this? How prosecutable is this case? You have a victim that came forward hours after the event. You have a witness that puts the victim and the alleged assailant in the same room. You have physical evidence taken hours after the event. You have outcry witnesses hours after the event. That's a textbook case, man. That's something you do in moot court. This is not, what else do you need? This is not, you're not dealing with a criminal mastermind here. This is not Law and Order Criminal Intent, where if we don't have a confession, we're not going to be able to get this guy because he's a criminal genius. Patrick Kane is Otis the drunk, man. This dude can't think 10 minutes ahead. You can't lock this dude up when you have a mountain of evidence sitting right in front of you. Or if he didn't do it, clear him. But no, we can't do that. We can't have a society that does that. We have to have a society where we pay trillions of dollars to law enforcement so they can completely botch the case. There is no excuse for them losing that evidence bag. None. None. You're going to have some real doofuses that come out and they're going to say, oh, yeah, you know, the victim and her attorney probably stole the bag. How? How'd they steal it out of evidence lockup, man? How? Like, if you could steal stuff out of evidence lockup, I mean, you know what? I think a lot of people would pay you to break people out of prison. Like, if you that slick, like you can break into evidence lockup, take something, leave with it, and no one ever finds out you did it. Come on, man. This is ridiculous. It's unconscionable, really. It's unconscionable. The people that are perpetrating this are evil. Because again, we don't know for a fact Patrick Kane even did anything wrong. But they're making it impossible for you to even find out. That is the whole point of law enforcement. The whole point of it is so in a society, people are not allowed to hurt other people and get away with it. This could be your daughter. This could be your sister. This could be your mother. This could be your aunt. And it's just okay for somebody just because he's got buddies that drive him around there on the force, and he can slap a black puck into a net, then he can just do whatever he wants to any woman. That's not, you don't need law enforcement if you're going to have them behave this way. You don't need them. Anytime you have, right now, what we have is we have a political system that when it comes time to pay teachers pensions, oh, I don't have that. I don't have it. When it comes time to pave the roads, we don't have that. Bridges collapsing, oh, too bad, man. We can't afford it. Fiscal responsibility. And certainly anybody talking about Christian values, you could throw that out the window. You could throw that out the window, because the only time anybody wants to invoke Jesus is when they're discriminating against people. You want to call gay people names and things like that. Oh yeah, well now it's Jesus time. But when it's some time to clothe the sick and people dying of exposure, oh no, you're not there for that. When it's time to feed the hungry, nobody's there for that. But don't worry, if you need a stadium built, if you're Scott Walker, you could take all this money out of the University of Wisconsin school system, and you could go, oh, well, there you go. Here, Milwaukee Bucks. Here's your stadium. Oh, the billionaires that own the Bucks? Nah, they don't have to pay for that. The citizens of Milwaukee, the citizens of Wisconsin will pay for it. And when it comes time to give law enforcement a bunch of military grade weapons so they can shoot at black people for no reason, oh, y'all, we're there with the money for that. But then when it's time for them to process a rape kit, they can't do it. When it comes time for them to prosecute a case where they have a mountain of evidence, they can't even maintain the chain of evidence. They can't even keep leaks from coming out like a sieve. They can't do it. And then still to this day, people support it. It's disgraceful. It's out and out disgraceful. And you know what? I am mad, and I should be, because when you look at this stuff and you examine these stories day after day after day, you get tired of it. When it comes time for a cop to take a kid that was maybe or maybe not jaywalking on the way to school, it's okay for him to beat him upside the head with a club. Oh no, he's ready for that. But then when it comes time to prosecute or defend a woman that's been assaulted, nah, you can't do that. When it comes time to take a dude like Subway Jared, and throw him under the jail, oh no, you can't do that. You give him 5 years and a pat on him. Oh, yeah, too bad. He just raped a bunch of kids. Oh well. We don't defend women. We don't defend children. Now, what kind of society is this? That's it.